Okay, in this video we are going to discuss what is known as kinematic diagram. Okay, so if you see in mechanics, for certain problems you reduce the size and shape of the body which you are considering for the analysis into sizeless but with mass. So such a thing is called a particle, right? So in real life there is nothing like particle, but we idealize certain bodies into particle because it doesn't matter what is the size and shape of that particular object for our analysis, right? For the purpose of analysis we doesn't require certain details, so we ignore it and we analyze it. Similarly, what we do is in the analysis of mechanism, what we do is we reduce certain dimensions and we just consider only few important dimensions, and with that we will draw the diagram of the mechanism which we call kinematic diagram. Okay, so some general way to do that is, so for example, um, we know that a mechanism is something called a closed loop chain, closed loop kinematic chain with one link fixed. Okay, we generally represent the fixed link in this manner. Okay, so that's how we represent the fixed link. Okay, and then if it's a hinged or a revolute pair, okay, shown in here, instead of saying what is the width and all those details, because I don't need for the analysis, so what will I do is I will just consider the link as just a single line, and similarly consider the link 2 as this line. Okay, and in order to denote that these two links are connected using a kinematic pair called a revolute pair, I will put it like this, a circle. Okay, so that's how I will convert this sort of thing, okay, into this one. If this whole thing is fixed, it's not there is no relative motion, which means we can treat that as a single link, but still we need to show that this link is not just a single straight line, but it's like this. I'll draw this line. In addition to that, I will just thicken this region in order to say that it's a fixed. These two things are not different links and the same link. Okay, and if it's going to be like this, then what will I do? I will thicken this region as well as this region. Okay, so that's how I convert this thing into this thing. Okay, and see, this is the link. Okay, so the hinge is not the end of this link 1, but in the middle of this link 1. Then I will represent it in this manner. Okay, and this is a prismatic pair. Okay, this is a prismatic pair, and for prismatic pair I could replace this like this. Okay, I could easily replace, or further I could change in this manner. So this is a fixed one. In case the link 1 is fixed, then I will put it like this, and I will put a dashed line to represent in which direction the slider is going to move. Okay, and yeah, it's not necessary that I have to put this line Okay, only I have to put this line only if it is a fixed link, otherwise I can just put it like this, put the line like this, that will be another link. Okay, fine. So now if you see this one, so this link 1 is a quaternary link because this link has been connected with 4 other links. Okay, so this one, this one, this one, and this one. So therefore maybe you might think that why can't I just say so this, and then in order to represent the other links I could put like this, and then I could put like this. Right, you could put it like this. Okay, but there is a possibility that you will misunderstand that this is not a quaternary link, instead this is 4 binary links. Okay, there is a possibility that we can make such mistakes. So in order to avoid such mistake, what we do is we will put dot like this, or for us it will be easy to put hash marks. Okay, now it will be clear that it is not a 4 binary link, but it's a 1 quaternary link. Okay, okay, so then what we are going to discuss is so this is a mechanism where this link 1 has been fixed, and you will be wondering here also it's a fixed link which is 1, and here is a fixed link. Can't it be a different link? You will be wondering, but all the fixed links which are connected to a single fixed frame, therefore we have to consider all the fixed links as a single link. Okay, even though they are apart. So what you could assume is, or what's hidden is, somehow this link and this link are connected, but that's not in this picture. Okay, somehow these links are connected, but that's not in this picture. Okay, fine. Now this is a 4-bar mechanism because it has a 4 link. Okay, and also all the links are all the kinematic pairs are revolute pair. Okay, if you notice, and this 4-bar mechanism with revolute pairs are studied well, and sometimes if we remove one of the revolute pair and if we change it to prismatic pair, okay, then suddenly the problem becomes complicated. So in order to avoid the complication, what we do is we will treat the prismatic pair as same as a revolute pair in a limiting case. Okay, for example, if you see the picture B, okay, so the picture B is actually it has one revolute pair, another revolute pair, and here there is one revolute pair between link 3 and link 4, and then there is a prismatic pair. Okay, but if you see this particular link 4 will move in a curved shape. Okay, which is very similar to the motion of this point. Okay, motion of this point. So in a certain sense it looks like a revolute pair mechanism. Okay, and if you see and say this prismatic pair is moving with respect to this link 1 in a particular curve, and the curvature of this curve depends on the radius of curvature, okay, of that curve. And if I keep on increasing the radius of curvature, which means if I keep on increasing this rho value, okay, what will happen to this curvature? The curvature will decrease and it will start approaching to a straight line. And what will be that straight line? The straight line will be the line which will be perpendicular to this line, okay, which will be perpendicular to this line, okay. If I keep on increasing my rho value, then this curve will approach towards this line, and then it looks like a slider crank mechanism, okay. So maybe in the next picture it will be very clear. So if I keep on increasing this bar, okay, then the movement of this particular point, okay, will be straight line like this, okay. So this way of changing the kinematic pairs is sometimes necessary in order to ease the analysis, okay. Okay, and this is the slider crank mechanism. But what is this? So if you see here, so this fixed link is 1, okay, and inside there is a drum sort of thing, and that's link 2. But this link 2 and link 1 are connected using a revolute pair, okay. And actually this thing, this hollow circle, that one is link 3, and the link 2 and link 3 are connected such that the link 2 will rotate with respect to or in a sliding fashion it will rotate, okay. So maybe we can treat that like a revolute pair, okay. And then link 3 and link 4 are connected in using another revolute pair, and link 4 and link 1 are connected using a prismatic pair, okay. So but this looks very complicated, but there's nothing confusing. What it is nothing but a slider crank mechanism, okay. So it's just a slider crank mechanism, but in a but it looks differently in a disguised manner, okay. So we should know how to convert such complicated looking mechanisms into some simple mechanisms like this, okay, so that we will analyze things easily. Sorry. Okay, so let's see one example. So this thing is known as drafter, okay, which will be used mainly in engineering graphics or machine drawing. And what is the purpose? The purpose is to draw parallel lines, okay, and also by using this we could draw perpendicular lines. So what you have to do is, for example, you have drawn a parallel line over here, and you want to draw a line parallel to this line, but over here what you have to do is you just move this one, okay, you just move this one. You could move this one either in this direction or in this direction, but the orientation of this thing will not change. Therefore just move it over there and draw a line, because in our engineering drawing we have to make a lot of parallel lines and perpendicular lines, For that reason this will be used. Okay, now this is one mechanism. Okay, this is one mechanism, and we need to draw a kinematic diagram for this one. So this is actually the drawing table. So this one is drawing table, okay, which is a fixed one, and this part of the drafter is fixed with the table. So this must be a fixed link. Okay, so this is a fixed link. Let's call that link 1. Okay, that's a fixed link. And then this is another link. Let's call link 2, and let's call this as link 3. And if you see, link 2 and link 1 are connected using a revolute pair. Okay, and for that reason we can put it like this. Okay, so this is link 1. Since it's fixed, we have we put it like this, put these lines, and link 2. Okay, and the same goes for link 3 as well. And now if you see here, this is link 4. Okay, so this link 4 is connected with link 2 and link 3 over here and here. Okay, and again using revolute pair. Okay, at this moment you will be wondering why it is in a square shape instead of a circular shape. Okay, but for our kinematic analysis it doesn't matter. Okay, since it doesn't matter, we can put any shape. Okay, maybe even you could put something like this. It doesn't matter. It's not going to change our result of analysis. Okay, so that's link 4, and this is link 5, and this is link 6, and once again these links are connected using a revolute pair like this one. Okay, so that's what we see over here, and this is another link which is link 7. Okay, and that link 7 is connected with link 6 and link 5 using revolute pair. That's what given over here. Okay, so now if you see, all the links are binary link except link 4. Okay, link 4 is quaternary link. Okay, what about link 7? Actually link 7 is a binary link because it's connected only with link 5 and link 6. Okay, so however, in order to slightly represent the dimension, we have put it like this, put this triangle, and also this piece, so this scale A and scale B, okay, we have put it like this. Okay, now say I want to draw a line, parallel lines, but are oriented with the horizontal line with some angle like this. Okay, I want to draw parallel lines with some angle. Let's call that angle as alpha. Okay, what to do? So now what you should do is, there will be a nut. You have to loosen the nut, and then once you loosen the nut, you can rotate this piece. Okay, you can rotate this piece, and then in whatever the orientation you want, you keep it, and then once again you tighten the nut. Okay, so once you loosen the nut, you will be able to rotate it. Okay, at that time this piece is not going to be in link 7, so this has to be treated like a totally new link. So at that time, when the nut is loosened, then it's been denoted as link 8. Okay, and the link 8 and link 7 are connected using revolute pair, and that has been denoted like this. Okay, so if it's tightened, then this is the representation. If it's loosened, then this is the representation. Okay, Now if it's loosened, then what is the what kind of link is link 8? It is singular link. Okay, it's a singular link, the link 8 is. Okay, and what about link 7? Link 7 is ternary link. Okay, but the moment we tighten it, there is no link 8 and the link 7 becomes binary link. Okay, fine. So this is a mechanism which we see in the IC engines. Okay, so there's a shaft, driving shaft, and this is the cylinder. This is also a cylinder, and both are fixed with the chassis frame, and this is the piston. Okay, this one is the piston, and this one is also the piston. Okay, now this to and fro motion, okay, to and fro motion of both of these things will make this shaft to rotate. Now in order to do a kinematic analysis, we don't require this much of detailed picture. Instead, we need to have only a kinematic diagram. So how to do that? The first thing is this is a fixed with respect the shaft is fixed, or this particular link has been fixed with respect to the chassis frame. Okay, this actually has been fixed with the shaft, and the shaft has a relative rotation with respect to the chassis frame, which is in the revolute form. Okay, so what I could do is I could consider this is link 1, okay, and this whole thing, okay, I can treat it as a single link, link 2, okay, and I'm going to put it like this. Why am I putting it like this? Because from here I'm going to introduce a new link. Okay, therefore I have made this orientation. So this is link 2. Okay, and if you see, and let's call this as link 3, and first let me name it, and this link 4, and this piston link 5, and this piston link 6. Okay, what about cylinder? The cylinder is fixed with the chassis frame, so this is also link 1 and this is also link 1. Okay, fine. Now what about link 3? Link 3 is actually not a binary link, it's a ternary link, because it has been connected with link 2, link 4 over here, and also with link 6. Okay, so I am going to draw it like this. And I have to hash it. Okay, and then I'm going to draw link 4, maybe something like this. Okay, so that's link 4, and now I'm going to draw link 5, which is moving with respect to link 1 in this direction, right? So that's how I am going to represent. And similarly, I am going to put link 6 like this. So this is link 3, link 4, 5 and 6. So that's the sufficient kinematic diagram for the analysis, for the kinematic analysis. Okay, so you could verify the picture given below. Okay, so this is what we have obtained. Okay, so that's how we have to reduce whatever the mechanism which we see in the real life to an kind of a skeleton diagram. Okay, so that we could use it for the analysis. Okay, thank you.